Hi garden friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Era and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're a subscriber, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Hi. I want to give a shout out. I have new subscribers in the last couple of weeks. I got a couple of new subscribers, so thank you guys so much for joining the channel. Today, I just want to do a quick video on what's happening in the garden. I don't do tours that often, but I do plant spotlights. But there's a lot going on in the garden that I want to show you before I actually show you the grand tour for July. So come along with me as I show you what's blooming, what's not doing too well, what got damaged in the storm, what's stunted, all that good stuff. Because, you know, gardening is not just all great, beautiful flowers. There's trials, there's errors, there's dead plants, there's plants that are not doing well, and there's plants that are really, really, really doing well. So come along as I show you what's happening in the garden. Okay, so we're back in the garden here, and you're going to hear a couple of sounds. You're going to be hearing airplanes and my neighbor who seems to mow whenever I decide to make a garden video. And so the lawnmower, you might be hearing that in the background. But like I said, I just wanted to show you what's happening in the garden right now. Now, full disclosure, I missed those two wonderful Lowe's and Home Depot 5 for $10 mulch sales, so I haven't mulched, and that's terrible because I know better. But the mulch that I had from last year is still the mulch that's holding on, so I do have some weeds, so be prepared. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is this perennial hibiscus. This is a non-branded hibiscus I bought on sale. I bought it and it was like half dead, and I split it in two. So here's the big one right here, and it was actually two plants. But for some reason, this one's not doing too well. Look at the big difference in those. Now, it did well last year, but for this year, I don't know if it's the Japanese beetles or something. And as you can see, the Japanese beetles have been having a feast on my perennial hibiscus. But anyway, look at this bloom. I came out this morning and I saw this. Dinner plate size hibiscus perennial. So I recommend these because, of course, the annual ones don't last into the winter. I also have some dahlias. I bought the tubers and I planted this, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Also in this bed, I have some lamb's ear. Lamb's ear has been really multiplying. I need to start seriously giving it away before it becomes a thing. Further down in the garden, I have some roses that need to be pruned. My liatris actually got damaged in those many storms that we had, so I need to kind of see, it fell down right there, so I need to pull that up and use a twine and get that back up. My fire autumn sedum here, this one, that's getting ready to bloom. Of course, the show off here is the coneflower, the white powwow, and the very berry powwow. I have some tiger lilies back here that I planted from the bulb, and that's doing absolutely wonderful. Look at those. So that's doing well in the garden. I have a butterfly bush that doesn't belong here, so it's taken over. I've got some white goras. My mums, I'm in June, we're in June, and these mums are on 10 right now. I was told that if I didn't pull them back, that they won't bloom in the fall. But by the time I was told that, it was too late, and I just couldn't bring myself to pinching them back. So this is my mums right here. I need to prune back my pink gora. It did its first flush. It needs to be pruned. And then again, some damaged coneflowers are here in this bed. Some lilies, some daylilies. So that's that first bed. Now I said I'm going to go fast because it's not an actual tour. It's just like what's happening right now. Also, if you remember my video, I did a video where I bought these mammoth elephant ear corms and put them in the container, had them in the house. Once they sprouted, I brought them out here and they went nuts. Look at the leaves on this. Now this is my hand. right here. And, you know, I was spray painting up some projects. So, you know, this is how big this thing is. And I gave my sister one the other day when she was over here. I don't mind giving them away because these guys, I mean, I know they perform, so I know they're going to keep coming back. So those are my elephant ears back there. And what else is going on? Again, the storm that we had damaged my roses. It's just like whipped them apart. So now they're leaning. I need to put them up. My black-eyed Susans are doing well. They also got damaged. You see, the wind and the rain kind of like beat them up. Of course, Veronica, the bees are going crazy on these Veronicas. I have nothing to say about the Veronica except that the bees are having a feast. My salvia is doing well. I need to prune my daisy. I have a lot of spent blooms I need to prune. Also, this coneflower got damaged in the rain. So you can see, I don't remember the name of this coneflower, but it got damaged. Same thing with this gladiolus, got beat up by the rain. So there's a lot of work to be done in here. Over here is Tropical Lane. This is what I call Tropical Lane. I have some canna lilies here that are doing absolutely great. I have the red ones, I have the yellow, and I have this gorgeous, gorgeous salmon colored one here. I can't wait to come out. Then I also have some annual hibiscus, some crotons, and 2 banana plants. So this is, I call this Tropical Lane because I want to not just have plants that are perennial, but also reminds me of the tropics because that's where the bloodline runs. Then also I have an empty bed here that I created, but it's mostly shade. It's 90% shade, and I've been having a hard time finding something to put there. Don't want to put any heuchera or hostas because I've had enough of those. Not had enough in a bad way, but I have enough plants. I have a bunch of heucheras in the front, a bunch of hostas in the front and the side. I want something with height here because this is right on the fence by my neighbor. And the only thing I can think of is some acubas, which are evergreens that love shade. But the problem is this is kind of wet, and they don't like wet. I'm thinking of a stilbee, but then the stilbees don't get tall enough. So there's a lot of work I have to think about this. But yeah, this is an empty bed that's waiting. Then I have my perennial hibiscus bed again. I like perennial hibiscus. I like hibiscus, period. But with these guys here, I got these from Proven Winners, and these guys are dinner plate size. So this dark foliage one, that's definitely Proven Winners. This light green one here, this is not Proven Winners. This is a non-branded one I got from Lowe's on clearance. But all of them, the Japanese beetles have been having a feast. So I need to get my neem oil out and get that going. I had a space and I put some vinca, but that vincas don't belong there obviously because they're annuals, and I just stuck them there because I didn't have anywhere to put them, because normally I don't put annuals in the ground unless I'm forced to. Then I have my little fountain area here, a little tropically little area here that I have with some Dipladina, some German bearded iris, and some crotons. And then in this bed here, again, coreopsis, buttercream, daisies, bee balm, a lot going on here. And then also I have another bed up here, but before I get to that bed up here, and excuse my lawn because my filter for my lawnmower went out. I was in the middle of mowing the lawn, and then all of a sudden the lawnmower just started spewing out some blue smoke, and I was like, oh my God. So I ran and then I was like, why am I running? And then I went back and I was like, what? I tried it again and it had some blue smoke, and I spoke to my partner, and he said that probably the oil got into the engine, and that's what that is. So we took out the filter, and the filter is all gunked up, so I need to go buy a filter. Then I have, okay, so that's the story with the lawn, why the lawn is looking all shabby, because this is not how I keep my lawn. And I have another fountain area over here. This time, also tropical, but this is also, I have the ginger plant here. I think this is called cucurma or cucuma. This is the ginger. I think it's, I don't know what type of, this is wild ginger, the flowers. And then I have the wandering Jew plant here. and I have them in some nice pots that's in containers. These clay pots, I like them, but I've had bad experiences with them where the plants don't do well. So what I do is I put the plants in a container, then put the container in the pot. And then I have another sunny area here with some purslane, some sedum, some lollipop verbenas. I might have to move these hydrangeas because I think they might be getting too much sun. This is a morning sun area. By 2 o'clock, this is in the shade. But I think even that is too much for this. But I'm going to keep watching them. And if they keep getting burnt like this, I'm going to move them. I have another little area here that it gets part sun, sunny area. I have some coneflowers, some not coreopsis, some veronicas, and some salvias, and some moss rose. As you can see, this bed needs to be seriously mulched because it's dry, and I know better, but I don't know why I keep procrastinating about mulch. I just don't get it, and I know that mulch is important. Why don't I just go and buy the mulch? I just don't get it. So yeah, so this is also up here. Sorry, I forgot about this other big bed here. This is where most of my butterfly bushes lay, and I didn't do a really good pruning job of them this year, so they're all over the place. I got some dahlias, some coreopsis, some yarrow, gladiolus. I've got some martini elaeagnus that's not doing well for whatever reason. I spent a lot of money on. I spent $21 on these 2 gallons, and they're not performing the way I thought they were going to perform. But look at the butterfly bush. The butterfly bush is doing quite well. So this is a view of the garden. It's not the best view, but it is because, again, it needs to be mowed. Things need to be hemmed up, and I need to prune. But this is just a quick little view of the yard. I have a little clearance area over there. Bought these plants over here on clearance that I need to do a video of. I had this great clearance haul that I need to do a video for, so that's coming up soon. So yeah, so that's the yard, and that's my little area where I do my propagation and I keep all my gardening stuff. So yeah, that's the yard. So once I mow the lawn and get the filter situation set up, and I'll do a video in July. So let me know what you think. Again, this is just a quick video of what's happening right now. And from what I can see, the plants are really, really happy. I think they could be happier if I had mulched properly, but again, my fault. And I know better. I don't know why I do that to myself. But yeah, so let me know what you think about this dahlia, this hibiscus, the perennial hibiscus. I also have some annual sunflowers that need water. You can tell they need water. I mean, they're in some blazing sun, and I don't have drip irrigation. I do hand watering because I only need to do that in the summer, because in the winter we get rain and it just makes up for everything. So let me know what you think, and if you have any comments, any questions, if you have any ideas of what I could do, where I could put some of these clearance plants. I have a verbena here that this was actually on clearance, this verbena, and it's a trailing one. So that I don't know what to do with that, because I don't have trailers really in my yard. Most of my stuff are either mounding or upright, so I don't know what to do it. But it was $4, so I was not gonna not buy it. Purslane, again, I usually put purslane in the container, but look how well they're doing in the ground. So let me know what you guys think. Also my little fountain, I bought this on Amazon for a couple of dollars, and then I bought the solar fountain thing, and the hotter the sun, the higher the water goes up. So it's not really hot yet, but when it gets into the 80s and the 90s, this water will be at least 12 inches high from the fountain. So I bought the fountain separate from the bird feeder, and I literally just looks really nice in the heat of the summer. So let me know what you think of the garden. Any questions, comments? Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please tell somebody about the channel. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.